Interview and job search strategies at work. I'm here with Morgan Rose Vemu from Evoked Brushstrokes. So, Morgan, what is Evoked Brushstrokes anyway?
Well, Evoke Brush Strokes is the name of my artist company. I am a face and body artist, and I face paint kids for birthday parties or Halloween parties, people who want to dress up, do some SFX, any specialized function that you want to be like extra cool at. I do that. I do private sessions with people if they want. We're basically an artist entertainment company. We also do balloons, hand henna design parties. I'm getting into airbrush. And basically, if you have a birthday party and you need some ideas, you would give me a call and I would talk to you.
Oh, that's pretty cool, Morgan. So, how did you get into this field?
Well, I went back to school after the kids were little and decided to do laboratory science, medical laboratory science for my degree. I really liked science, but I wanted something practical that would have a job. Did my schooling, got into a dermatology Mohs surgeon office, ran the lab, but it was a lot of pressure because it was live surgeries. The doctor would go and cut off a BCC, SCC, melanoma, and bring it to me. I would process the tissue onto a slide so that he could read it under a microscope. He would read the slide and decide if the patient cleared and can go home. Well, it was very stressful to say the least. I worked long hours. Sometimes I got to go home early, but you know how many layers a patient needed cut. Turns out I was coming in at 6 a.m., leaving at 9 p.m. I was exhausted. Didn't get to see my family. It had made nice money, but I just wasn't happy. So while I was working, I started thinking about maybe starting my own business. Like, what would I do if I didn't do this after I just went to school for it? So my mom majored in painting. I knew I was artistic, but I kind of steered away. So then I started thinking, okay, maybe I'll start my own art company. So I knew in this day and age, you can't just go paint canvases and, call it a business. Nobody can make a living just selling paintings. So I started researching what other artists do for money. That came across face painting and started researching on YouTube and Facebook, and I found all these groups, and one thing led to another, and I was like, well, I'm going to start a face painting business. And I ordered everything. I worked for a year actually after we had moved to St. Louis, Missouri from Virginia, where I was working. Took a job at a daycare, saved up for a year, and was able to purchase everything I needed for my business. And that's where I started.
So let me ask you. So you paint? Do you do paintings like, say, Comic-Con or cosplay paintings like that? Is that what the kind of body paint you're talking about?
Well, yes, that's actually Comic-Con would be one aspect of face and body art. You can steer in different directions. So I would say the most common thing, especially for women face painters, is going to be birthday parties for children. Parents hire you for their birthday party. You go, you do 10, 20 kids' faces. I want a butterfly. I want this. And you make them all happy and they go in about their business with their birthday. That's going to be the general thing. But you can steer into body painting. You can steer into body painting using airbrush. You can go to Comic-Con. You can airbrush or face paint and dress the person up with cosplay. They have their costumes, and you can add on, the paint and then even props with that. You can even go into SFX, which is special effects for like gore and haunted houses. So surprisingly, you can go many directions in face and body art.
So like Iron Man and all that?
Well, like when referring to the movies, usually you have makeup artists who are also experienced with either SFX or body painting. So in the case of the movie Iron Man, you're probably going to have more like a costume person. Whereas if you look up, say, there's a famous artist named Avi Ram who's a body painter, and he went out to California and actually did body painting for the music video. If you look up City Girls Twerk featuring Cardi B, they're painted like a tiger. You'll see that's him and another artist had painted that.
So what does SFX mean?
SFX is special effects. This is actually more common in the movie industry, or like say around Halloween time. It's the gore when you have an open wound like on your body, or you're using prosthetics to kind of change the shape of the body or like your face, and they use special materials that like build up a wound or something like that gives you shape.
So give me an example of like a movie using SFX.
Well, I guess SFX could have like two different spectrums. So one spectrum could be like Avatar. So they did have to do a lot of makeup and building up for the character, even though that it was a lot of what they call it CGI. And then another movie would be like Saw, when you have like realistic wounds and you want to, make it look like the person's bones exposed or their skin's been pulled back. That would be SFX.
So that sounds really difficult. Can anybody do this type of stuff?
Well, I would say anybody who wants to go into art and has a passion for art, I would say yes. You definitely need to be more open-minded in this industry because obviously you're working with bodies. Another thing to keep in mind is even when I saved up and first started getting into face and body art, the number one thing that I was doing and I still do, is birthday parties. You are working with people, so you need to have people skills and like people. You need to have the passion for art. And then you also need to have some business sense, because what is the point of having all this artistic skill and ready to go with all your face painting equipment and then nobody calls you? Because you have to market, you have to do sales, you have to keep track of all your expenses and get an accountant, you have to get insurance. So yeah, if you're wanting to be self-employed and you have the drive to start a business, then I would say, and you're artistic, it will take about a year. After a year of hard work, you can start building up business in your area and people will start calling you and you can start getting experience on the job.
So what makes you different from, say, other face painters?
I would say the one thing that I kind of got into was this product called Bling. I have named mine Bang and Bling, but basically it's face painting jewelry for children, or special body paints if you wanted, that they're jewels basically for face painting, and you create a design on the kid, you add a little adhesive to the jewel and you stick it on and it goes with the design.
So you have a physical product that you sell?
Yes. I actually sell my product at conventions, and whenever people order, Bang and Bling is what it's called, face and body art jewelry, and people can use this on the job to enhance their designs that they do to make them stand out.
So how do you spell that again?
Bangin is Bang capital N, and Bling Bling.
So like bling bling, right?
Yeah, you might see advertisements on Facebook for like all those glitters that are out right now. You got glitter creams, glitter gels, and you've seen people stick on these like jewel clusters on their face. Basically, mine are homemade jewel clusters that people use to enhance their designs.
So do you have a website, or how can people reach you?
I do have a website. It's www.evokedbrushstrokes.com, but you can also reach me on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, my name is Morgan Rose Vemu, and I have an artist page, Evoked Brush Strokes. And I also have my Bang and Bling artist page where people can look at examples and they can message me and contact me and tell me what it is that they want.
Okay. So what's your website again? How do you spell that? And your
Evoked
Facebook?
Brush Strokes. It's evoked, Evoked, brush, Brush, strokes, Strokes. And again, my name is Morgan Rose Vemu on Facebook, but Evoked Brush Strokes is my artist page where you can actually see my work. And Bang and Bling, Bang, capital N, and then Bling, Bling. So on my Evoke Brushstrokes Facebook artist page, you're going to see a picture of me, kind of like the profile next to the title. And then in the cover photo, you're going to see my hand with my logo on it. And it's going to be this little graffiti art that I did. You can go through my page, follow it, and you can see many different designs that I've done.
I really appreciate coming on the podcast.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Again, if you have any questions, the best way to contact or reach me is through Instagram or Facebook, Evoke Brush Strokes or Morgan Rose Vemu or Bang and Bling, and you can give me a message and I'll try to help you out as best as possible.